data engineering area. So with around 10 plus years of experience. So that is all my introduction. And so basically, so today, right, like, so this session is mainly overview session. So when I say overview, like what is this particular training and what we are going to learn in this particular training, and all those details I will give that. And we will have regular classes from tomorrow. Okay. And but this will be giving the clear idea and path, like how we are going to take the classes and what we are going to see in this particular training. So what is this training about? All these details I'm going to give it in this particular one. Okay. And we will have regular classes from Monday to Friday, and it will be like 7 a.m. to 8:30. So that is the timings. So main skill of this particular training is Power BI. So it's a business intelligence tool. So which means we create a reports for that any organization, like for their data. So to understand their data in a pictorial representation, followed provided by a number of options to understand their data in a easier manner. For example, uh, if any company they have their business happening, and what is happening, so where exactly they are getting more business, where exactly they are not getting business, or what is happening in their business daily, day to day, what it is happening. If they have to understand these kind of data understanding, data analysis, right? So most of the companies have to depend on this kind of business intelligence tools. So if I say these business intelligence tools, there are a lot of business intelligence tools in the market within in this particular one. Like so, a lot of business intelligence tools are there. So out of which Power BI stands number one position in the market. Uh, if you take like other hundreds of BI tools we have it in the market, out of which Microsoft Power BI stays number one position in the market. So which has lot of benefits in this particular tool, and also companies prefer this one for under BI reporting. So that is what the skill is about, and it is very simple and easy tool to learn. And so what I'm going to do is with that experience and skill sets I have it in this particular area. So I'm going to cover end to end in this particular training, so which will help you to learn everything and get that job with that particular skill, and you will be able to work comfortably even though you are a new person, right? Learning effectively from this training will help you to get the job comfortably, and will be able to work on that particular one. Okay. So basically if you look at here, so I'm going to start with the data warehousing, because as you are new to this particular domain, right? So what is the data? What are the terminologies we have it? What kind of models we have it in that? And what is the terminologies we have to use it in the data? So all those things we will see it in the initial phase, in the data warehousing concepts. And then practically we will also use that database. How do we store the data, and how do we query the data? And there is a requirement, like we are using the Power BI, so we create the reports in Power BI, and there is an instance that we test that particular Power BI report numbers, whether they are whatever we have created the report, whether it is correct or not. We verify that writing SQL queries with this particular Microsoft SQL database. Okay. So these are the skill sets mainly which I'm going to use it. Yes. So what we are going to do is I'll continue this overview session, and I will give time in the end to discuss any open questions you have it. Okay. So we will discuss over there. Okay. So to start with, so if you want to understand why you should invest in business intelligence. I mean, companies, why they have to invest in business intelligence. So business intelligence means like, if you look at this particular slide, it's a process that help you change the data into information. Whatever the data we get it, that information we have it, that information we get it through pictorial representation. Pictorial representation means through this charts, bar chart, pie chart, donut chart, like line chart. Likewise, a number of charts are there. So we show the data in the form of a visuals, right? So that information, with that information through that visuals, so we get that knowledge actually. Okay, using that knowledge only, so we plan, I mean that knowledge plans to guide organization, which means using that understanding only, right? So we can go ahead further how we want to improve our business, or where are we lacking and what is happening. So that is a kind of knowledge which we get it, and based on that we can try to take certain proactive steps or input things to improvise the business, right? So what will happen without seeing any data, without depending on these reports, if you blindly continue our business, right? So end of the day, so you will do that business, but there will not be any clarity. So what is happening, whether you are getting a profit or loss, right? So nothing, no idea. So and if you end up doing the same way, right? So the possibly it will be difficult for the organizations to have a stable growth in their business. Okay, so mainly it is a ideal, or it is a good that they have to understand their business, what it is happening time to time, and do it. So you must be thinking, without this particular Power BI, we cannot do this business only, right? So it is not like that. So basically, so without this Power BI or any other BI tools, we have it in the market. So it is that like they can analyze their data in some other ways also, or some other things also. But what is this Power BI can do, or how it help is, it can quickly get that information, like to the business users. Usually I will take my business to understand, I will take 1 day or 5 days or 3 days to understand something. But this Power BI makes you to understand this within less time, less like hours of time, to understand this what is happening, and so that they can take quick decisions, like how they can go forward. For example, right, sometimes if you are taking the decisions too long also, that will be already there are chances that lot of impact would have already happened, right? If you look at these reports and take decisions on time, right? So there is a chance that we can correct that. For example, simple thing, so we have an application, guys. I develop, so I am from a company, banking company, for example, HDFC Bank or anything bank. Okay, I am from a banking company, and what is happening is, if anybody withdraw from ATM, so 5,000, they're getting 10,000, for example, right? So which means, if that is a mistake is happening, so it's happening across the places, because there is a something issue in the coding or something, whatever it is happening. If they understand very lately, right, so it will have huge impact on that particular one. Not about this, like it could be anything, supermarket or anything, billing system. Some of the billing items they are adding in the cart, but they are not getting priced or something is happening. Okay. So in their inventory, the goods are going, but they don't have that particular revenue coming, right? So in order to fix this one, like as early as possible, if you fix it, there will be at least impact. So I'm just giving an example or ideas. You know, Business intelligence tools can help you to understand their business very quickly. That is the one thing. Otherwise, without BI tools also, right? So we can analyze the data through Excel or something else within the portal what is happening, but there are sometimes, right? So in order to understand their data, they get the data from different places in different formats. So I'm a technical person. I'm a business person. I don't know, using multiple files, taking that particular multiple files and consolidating the data and combining and to see that report. It will be taking a lot of time. As a business person, I don't have that expertise to understand it. So all these things is like the business person, it will make that easy with this particular Power BI reports. They can easily, using this particular Power BI reports, they can easily understand and they don't have to do anything. They just have to invest their few minutes of time to understand what is happening in their business. So all this helps in business intelligence. That's why any company, if you take it, so mostly they would be using any of the BI tool. Okay. So that is the demand or use case in the market. It is not like this kind of usage will be there in one single company, nothing like that. Any company, it could be small to bigger company, they will be depending on this kind of reporting area, right? So reports are very much required. If you take any company, for example, HR thing, right? How many employees are coming to the office, how many are on leave, how many has taken that leaves in this particular one, how much billing they got it from the client. So so too many leaves are taking means like we have to update to that particular particular team do not plan much leaves. This will impact the revenue of the company. So something, right, like how many companies are how many people are leaving the company. So what is the hikes we are getting? What is this in salaries we are paying? Everything, if you want to manage that system and to see that information to that business, right, business higher management, it helps. And if you take any of the other places also, right, like I will go through that what are the different places in this particular area. So before that, I will walk you through some more examples of there. But now, if you look at this particular slide, business intelligence. So business intelligence means like it is like for business, it is giving the intelligence means knowledge. So how they are giving the knowledge, right? Through these particular reports only. What are those reports? That reports is nothing but this pie chart, bar chart. It is like a pictorial representation only. If you could see here, it's a bar and line chart is like that kind of representation only. So what exactly, like in this particular slide I'm going to discuss is I'll give you complete flow of that business intelligence projects or the system, BI system, right? So you will be getting the large amounts of the data, raw data. So that data will be there in the different formats. It could be Excel, CSV, JSON, or XML, or it could be Parquet files, or any kind of files, or any kind of formats, or any kind of places which we get this raw data. Okay. So the raw data would be coming in a different structure and formats, and we perform that ETL transformations. So what is meant by ETL is nothing but, so we get the data from different formats, right? So we do the data warehousing. So data warehousing is nothing but what? So The data warehousing is nothing but the place where we store the data. Okay. So for example, if you take Amazon.com, right? If we order it today, it will come by tomorrow nowadays, right? Within the city or city limits or whatever, right? So that is because even though the manufacturing units are there in different far places, they will maintain the warehouse within that nearby locations warehouse to store all those products. And when people orders, immediately they get that shipping, and they'll deliver it. So that's why it is very fast and very quick also in delivering those products or items to that people. So if you understand the same way, whatever the data we get it from the different places. For example, if you take supermarkets, okay, if you take Reliance supermarkets also, they have a lot of Reliance digital stores and Reliance Fresh, whatever these kind of supermarkets we have it, right? If they want to understand what is the total revenue they got it today on particular segment of the business, and what is the profit they got it, which area revenue is more, which area revenue is less, so which items they got negative profits, which products they got more revenue. So these kind of things business person they want to understand by end of the day, right? And the data is there, and data is coming from different systems and different formats, different places. If I want to create a report like with everything the data whole revenue, what is that happened, I want to get all the data at one place. So it should be in a proper consolidated structure, and I want to create the report from it, right? So then only I can do it. So in data, right? So that's what. So we can create a data warehouse place. Like data warehouse means, so we will get entire data and combine it and create a consolidated one. From that, we can create the reports from there. So we will have a ETL process. ETL is nothing but extract, transform, and load. So extract means we will pick the data from different sources. Transform means sometimes, right, data, whatever we get it from the source system, will not be in a proper structure, or it will not be ready to use for reporting system. So we might further work on that, data transformations to structure the data. So that is something we will do, and loading. So we will load the data into the warehouse. So this warehouse, there is a lot of benefits. So what is this data warehousing? Everything we will see in upcoming lessons. So that is like completely to get that idea. What is this platform? What is this? What do we do this? What are the different models we have it, efficient ones, and so all those things we will discuss in upcoming lessons. And so when it comes to here, from the warehouse, we will have, even though we are getting the data from different places. For example, if you go to the ATM machines, if you perform the transactions in any of the machines, right, end of the day, the data gets fed in one of the central system, right? So that system or whatever the data we have it, so that we store it in one system. So it could be warehouse system where we will have entire data. So of the banking data which we will get stored in one system. It is not about banking. I will give more examples to you also. So then, yeah, so from there, so we will connect with that you required data. For example, I'm creating a sales report, or I'm creating an inventory report. I'm creating a volume report, or I'm creating a brand report, right? So, or I'm creating a region report or country report. It could be any reports which we am creating, right? So, so I will get that particular required information connected to that BI tool like Power BI, and we create that reports in a pictorial representation like bar chart, pie chart, donut chart, like that. So those kind of reports, right? So what they do it is, right, higher management, they will have a meetings with that particular reports on regular intervals or regular frequency, and they discuss what is happening in their business, so which area they want to focus or what is happening. So they kind of make that discussions with this kind of reports, right? So actual reports, and they will have a strategies to improve how they want to improve their business. So this is what they do it like in end to end cycle. We will also do one more thing like forecasting, predicting future, and so let's say like we got revenue of for example 50,000 cars this year. So what is that production they want to get it is, so how much the cars they can plan to manufacture of that particular model next year. For example, this time 50,000, and considering that if they do 80,000, and the sales they can get it from only 20,000, remaining 50,000 will be like say 50-60,000 will not be getting sold, and it will be too impact in the production and cost, and so there will be impact. That kind of predictions also they can identify with that data only. So with the existing data they will also create that certain data science models like time series or predicting that future. So and based on that also we can even do that, so that whatever the data predicting data we get it, that also we end of the day showcase in the representation in a pictorial or graphical representation, so that they can easily understand that future analysis also, future predicting also, so which will help them to do that. So this is the overall if you look at the business intelligence area cycle or the flow, how it happens in any of the project. Okay, so if you look at here further slide, this is a standard thing. Again, it is same only, the same thing in a project standard architecture wise. I'm just giving you. So we'll have different sources. It is not like one particular source in a company. So we will get the data of the different data, different data, HR data, sales data, inventory data, marketing data, so application data, operations data, it could be any data. So we will have different sources. End of the day, we will have a ETL in place. What is ETL? Extract, transform, and load. So that is a separate tools. Right, in a project also we will have a database team or ETL developers. Their duty is whatever the data we get it on everyday basis, they will have they would have created the jobs, right, using that jobs, right. They will also trigger that jobs to run daily basis automatically. And what is that jobs going to do is ETL jobs, it will go and pick the data from the different sources, and it will end of the day push the data into the data warehouse. We will have operational data source. So it is nothing but whatever the data we have it in the source system in a different format, we will take as it is the data into the operational store. From here to here, we will perform the transformations, data transformations to structure and store the data. So this is like I'm explaining on a high level basis as of now. We will see this in bit detail on data warehousing area. Okay, from the upcoming lessons. Okay. So if you look at data warehouse will store, for example, we are creating a report for 5 years or 3 years data. We will only keep that for whatever the history of the data required. Remaining data, we will archive it, complete data, we will archive it in the MDM, Master Data Management or Metadata Repository. So from that, like we will also create that data marts also from data warehouse. The reason being, data warehouse system will have complete information, So if you are creating the reports on sales, then we will have a sales database. That sales also we have a online sales and offline store sales will be there. So if you want to segregate that data and create the reports, so likewise, we will maintain the separate data marts, and from there we will be creating the BI reporting. Okay. And these BI reports, users will access that and understand their business. So this is the end-to-end, project architecture looks like. End of the day, so we will be there in the this position BI, right? So Power BI. So we connect with the data. So our duty is mainly we have to connect with the data. So what data also it will be given in the requirement document. We will have to connect with the data whatever, and we want to create the reports. So in order to create the reports, so they would be giving clear information about like what is that they want to look into that particular report, what is that necessity of that report, and so that based on that understanding, right, we have to create that report. So and these reports will be used by the business people. So our duty is as a BI developer, like Power BI developer, mainly we need to connect with the data, create the reports, and we want to verify that report, whatever we have created, it is showing correct numbers or not. Then we will give that reports to the business to use them regular basis. So that is what we do it. So what is this particular part is EDW, Enterprise Data Warehouse. This area mainly it will be worked by involved in the data engineer. So in a BI project or in a project, right, we will have a database team, BI team, QC team, and admin team. Okay, there will be BA team also. So I will discuss everything, what team, who will do what work. So what exactly the project will come, everything we'll discuss in the upcoming classes. So in detail, but yeah, so this is the high level which I'm giving you an idea. Okay. And if you look at, so what domain, there are different domains, we have it. So different domains of the data. Okay. So one is like, you could see financial clients. It is not like I have not listed all the clients here. Just giving an example, manufacturing clients will be there, healthcare kind of data will be there, e-commerce, energy, electrical, food and beverages, aerospace and telecommunication. So whatever the data we get it. Okay, so from different financial or any clients. For example, if you get a job and you are supposed to work on that particular one client only, not like e-commerce one day, energy one day, nothing like that. Okay, so the data, so what we are going to work will be on that particular one. So see, like banking, right? Like they will have, entire banking system. They will run on the softwares only. Like if you go to that. Like billing also, right? Like if you go to the bank also, they will have a counters, cash deposit, cash withdrawal, how much cash deposited and how much it is, like accounting they have to do it. So those accounting, everything they can check it through this particular reporting area. So how much was the cash they had it and how much they have it currently. So it happens through that particular one. Not only that, so entire banking system like ATMs, online transactions, anything they can do it by the business customers. It has to be captured and it has to be stored and it should be available for the customers. Like for example, if you go to the net banking and if you log in, right, it should be available all the transactions, even though whatever the places. So all these things they are running those applications. Today we are seeing it. It's all because of the data warehouse system, like the database. In the database, the data is getting stored, and they're able to display that through applications, through kind of applications with the help of these things. Manufacturing ones, if you take the clients also, right? So manufacturing clients also, they have different applications to make the business. For example, if you take Flipkart or Amazon, or it could be Zomato or anything, of course, right? So they're all doing this particular business through online. So it could be not only these Zomato or whatever. It could be milk business, or it could be any company, right, which is making this manufacturing of the products, right? So they will have, how much they are purchasing the raw material, how much it costed for them, how much it is costed for the manpower, workforce, and how much revenue they are getting, what is the transportation cost, everything they will have to have that reporting. Through that they can understand what is the base price of the product they got it, how much profit they should get it. So how do they do the marketing, all these things, and entire things, it happens through that data only. And that data we want to what is happening, if they want to understand, they want to create that reports, right? It could be healthcare also, how many patients is getting registered, which are the most affected things, and what are the medicines they have it, how many medicines they have done manufacturing on which one, and what is that requirements they have it. So likewise, if you look at on the healthcare also, so there is a huge things. And e-commerce, like this one Flipkart or Amazon, right? So we kind of uh, order it in the apps, right? Like Amazon.com, we go and order it, and it will be getting delivered. So that kind of entire business is happening because of the data, and how many orders we got it, how many orders we have delivered on time. If if there is a delay in ordering, right, like in from Amazon, like delay in processing and getting that delivered, and Flipkart delivers within less time, then people will go for Flipkarts, right? So it is like, if they want to understand that what is happening over their business, so all this reporting will help a lot actually, right? So for companies, without reporting, or without these reporting tools, blindly making the business will definitely make them into difficult situations. It could be any company or any kind of things, right? So that is the main intention of for creating the reports using this particular BI tools. And as I told, right, like if you could see, so this is the end-to-end BI projects. We will get the data from different sources on different files and different formats. So we will have ETL in place. So there are like lot of ETL tools in the market. So which has uh, it depends, right? Like we have a lot of mobiles in the market. Not like everybody uses the same mobile, right? I will use one phone, so you will be using another phone. It depends on their their choice and their budget, and their wish to use which mobile they want it, right? So likewise, in a projects, right, like they we have a lot of ETL tools are there in the market. Lot of databases are there. Databases means to store that information. There are tools are there, database tools are there. Similarly, BI also, like I was saying, Power BI. So today we are seeing this course about Power BI. So Power BI is a business intelligence tool. There is a Tableau also. So we have a Tableau BI also, right? So which one they can prefer? You could see Informatica is there for ETL. So previously I have shown Talent. So like SSIS or Cloud. So any places we any things we have it. End of the day, most used and preferred reporting tool is Power BI. That's why it has a lot of demand in the market. It is not difficult also. So with minimal efforts and minimal practice and right focus, so we can easily learn that particular tool, and we can easily apply for the jobs and get it. Okay, so that is the thing. And if you look at the fact of this particular one, so why Power BI? Why not other BI tools? Right? If you look at 2015, so Tableau was the number one tool in the market. So Microsoft, it was there somewhere, Microsoft Power BI, but there are a lot of other competitors. If you look at 2022 or 2023, as on 2023, so we have, Microsoft last 6 years number one position in the market. Okay, so how they are judging is ability to based on the two factors, ability to execute and completeness of vision. In these two factors, Microsoft tool, Power BI tool stays number one, position in the market. Okay, that is the scope and demand we have it in the within that across the globe also about this particular Microsoft. And always learning Microsoft skills, right, will have a standard and good demand in the market always. So most of the companies, right, there are different tools are there, BI, data engineering, like that. So Microsoft will have all the complete end-to-end solutions. They can make it so BI, data engineering solutions with their own tools and products only. Okay, that's why the scope and demand for Microsoft skills is always there. Okay, so if you learn Power BI, so we will, you can also have, you could see, so from Microsoft, we have data modeling tools are there, ETL tools are there, SSIS and Azure Data Factory. Likewise, end-to-end things are there within this Microsoft area. So that's why the usage of the skills in this particular one, it is always more actually. Okay, that is also one thing. It will be there. Okay, and when it comes to our actual training thing, right? So we are going to learn about Microsoft Power BI Desktop. So Power BI Desktop is a developer tool where we can simply we can use that data and create that reports. So let me open the Power BI tool. I will help you to understand to how we can install these tools, how we can download this end to end. I'll help you out like in my regular classes. Okay. It's just now like I'm just trying to connect with some data and create certain report to get you the idea how simple this tool is. It is simple only, but end to end, if you have to learn it, then only you will be able to work on it. So in order to work on end to end, so we will have to completely understand about this complete tool and usage of this particular tool. This is the interface of the tool actually. If you look at this is the main screen or like the, so yeah, if you could say I just opened this particular tool. So if you could see, we have building the report, something is there. I think it could be a video, I guess. Yeah, video. So if you look at, so it has been connected with the data, and so it is like, so drag and drop and we can create the reports like this. Okay, so let me close it. So we will do it like from here. Okay, so let us see that. So let me connect with the recently connected data sources so that it will be quick for us. So let me connect with the database and do that. Okay, so let me connect with the database here. So we can connect with the data using the get data option, but I will help you to understand lot of data sources in the project. So I mean in that particular regular classes. Let me connect with the data warehousing. So when we go and connect it, we will have a tables over here. You could see. So these are the tables. We can connect with those tables, right? We just select that required tables. For example, I'm creating one report. I connect with those tables only, required tables, not only we will have all the tables will be there. So what is this? Everything I'm going to teach it like one by one in upcoming lessons, but it is simple that so we connect with the data. Once we connect with the data, we get the data in the right side here. The data will be shown here actually. I mean the fields. You could see I just loaded two objects and we can see that here, and we can see data inside also. So this is the data place or fields area where we can see that. And if I have to explain you on a high level about this particular small tool, so this is the reporting area where we can create the reports. So we can use this visualizations like charts, like bar chart or pie chart or whatever. I will also explain you when to use which charts. Okay, blindly we cannot use, okay, one time I have used this chart, let me use this chart, not like that, right? So there is a, visual to visual when to use which visual, we will also see that. And this is going to be the data window. So where we can see underlying metadata of it. And this is the place data modeling where we will be creating the relationship between the tables. So why do we want to create a relationship tables, and what is this data modeling? End to end will give a clear picture in the upcoming lessons. Okay. So we want to learn each and every options present in this particular tool. You could see transform data. So if you go to that, there's a separate system. It is there within the tool. So where we can perform lot of data transformations over here. So those things also we will see each and every transformations. How can we do it? So that is something. And yeah, so if you look at, see, so I'll take a chart and we will take something here like fields, drag and drop or select them and create the report. It's a pictorial representation, right? So we can create the report like this. So we can also use the slicer. So these slicers will help, like, to apply the filters on that. For example, so segment, if I take it, customer segment. So in this segment, what is the sales happening? See, they can filter that and they can see that it's like interactive reports. Interactive reports, so they can even do that actually. And the slicers also, so we can make them fit in a proper way, drop down or list. And see, this is the slicer, so we can keep a number of slicers for interactive purpose. And also we can show even card visuals, so that will give you like high level data, high levels in the sense, so we can, that will show you complete summarized numbers. So what is the sales happened likewise, which we can see that through these cards. And if you can see, so we also have these visuals. Okay. So it could be like anything, like we can show different charts or different visualizations over here, right? So we can even take a line chart, which will show you the trend of that. So we can do these things like drag and drop and create things as well. Okay, so see, like this we can create that things, and you could see we can apply the filters also. Accordingly, that will be coming the numbers. Likewise, which we can create that reports and right, like let me save this file. Yeah. So once we create these reports, right, we can publish them for the user access, right? So we can publish what is this, everything. I'll cover it. Let me publish it. So I'm doing it, publishing. And business users, right, end users, they will not do this development work in Power BI desktop. Their job is they want to log in the system in online through web, like this, like what we are saying right now. Like, I mean, it's opening. So through web, they will log in like this. See, it's logging. and they will access the reports online like this. It's a web, right? So it's a web. They are able to see that reports online. Okay, so they can even go to the full screen and they can go to this particular one and apply the filters, interactive filters, and they can get that numbers accordingly. Okay. Are you so this is the thing, like complete system, like where we will create the reports and that reports will help the people to understand what is happening in their business. So this is what we are going to do it like in this particular training. But in order to do this, it is not as simple as that. So we have to learn end-to-end things in order to work on this particular one. So if you look at Power BI Desktop, it's a developer tool, so we have to learn end to end about that Power BI desktop so that we will develop. We are a developer. Then if you know everything about that tool, we can able to do that work actually. And Power BI services, I mean licenses, we have it. So Power BI Pro license and Premium license is there. What are those licenses? We will discuss about in upcoming lessons. And Power BI service or server, right? We just publish that report into the online, right? So this is nothing but surveys. So what is that service and what are the interview questions we get it over there? So we'll see all those things in upcoming Power BI training end to end. Okay. And if you could see these also, I'm going to discuss about different kind of licenses. So all these things will help you to understand clear about Power BI, and this is you already know that. So this is the tool which I have opened, and you could see this is the tool which I have opened and have connected with the data and created the report. This is the main interface of that particular tool. Okay. And if I have to tell you about how is the roadmap of our training, how and what is that thing we are going to learn in this training, right? So initially, as I told, I'll start with the data warehousing concepts. So data warehousing in the sense like, so we need to understand. So this is the one data warehouse, right? So we need to understand. So what is this data about? What are the different models we have it? So what are the different terminologies we should be having it like? So you will get like complete foundation of this particular course with that data side, right? In this particular data warehousing area. So so then like 1 second, let me go to that slide. So then I'll start with the SQL Server. So it's a database. How do we store the data? How do we query the data? So like for example, I created a report, pictorial representation, whatever, like just now, if you could see it here. So this report is created. So whether this report, whatever I have created, it's correct or wrong, the numbers are correct or wrong, we want to verify it simply. So we cannot create a wrong report and do it, right? So we do required SQL knowledge as well. So that is also I'm going to cover it like in this training so that you will have complete understanding about SQL as well. Okay, so that SQL will help you like to write or to do the unit testing, writing the small SQL queries. Okay, and that Power BI desktop is the one. It's a developer tool. Then I'll start with, so that I'll cover end to end. So including like every concept where you can feel like like I mean the kind of area which I'm going to cover will be completely on Power BI only. So where even though you do not have any experience in Power BI right now, after taking this training, if you give efforts in learning that whatever I'm teaching, so which will help you like to apply for a jobs like 5 to 10 years of experience, guys. Okay, you can get that much knowledge over here, and visuals also, right? So when to use which visuals, I'm going to cover it for then. And main thing is backbone of this training is DAX functions. In a easiest way, I'm going to cover these functions If you go to the other places out of this other trainings, right, like training places, right, training institutes, nobody is going to cover hardly 50 functions only. That's what I hear from people. So main thing is this one only. Nobody will cover all these DAX, so which will be very much important, and most used will be less only. But still, if you have complete knowledge, then you don't know, right, which function is required when in the development of the report. If you have knowledge, then you can easily use that to create that measures and columns according to the requirements and use that in the report development. Okay, I'm going to cover Power BI service also. Power BI service, I mean server, and also real-time project class and resume class will be shared, so that you can get the knowledge on how to create a resume and how to upload that resume in the job portals to get that calls. So that is the thing which I'm going to cover it in this particular training. So while taking the classes, I will also ask the mock interview. I will take the mock interviews also, which will help you, to get that clear understanding about like those interview questions, and that updates you will get it like in the regular classes. So every day I'll be asking that interviews, right? So with everybody, so that you will learn and practice on time. I will also share that Power BI reports for hands-on practice purpose. So if you do the more hands-on, then the more easy the tool also it becomes. It's a small tool, right? Like if you look at, this is a tool we have it. Each and every option you should know by looking at this. Okay, this transform data or this text box or whatever insert. So this one, whatever the modeling. So data change detection parameter or this one, every option, if you look at that, you should have a clear idea what is the purpose of that particular option, when to use, how to use it, and that kind of expectation or knowledge, from the project side, they'll expect it. So that if you get it in this training, right, with hands-on practice, you will comfortably able to work on that also. Okay, I will also provide that recordings also every day, so it will be there for 12 months. So like you can have enough time to practice it. If you learn within 2 months, you can easily learn that this training, and you can easily apply for the jobs to get that. And also I will provide end-to-end materials, whatever I'm taking in the classes, right? Those materials also I'll share it, so that you don't have to create or create an extra notes actually. You don't have to spend that time. With the materials, you can easily refer that and you can easily prepare for the interviews also. Okay, and placements also I do provide for boys and girls, both of them. I do help on the job placements. So that will be like definitely I will support, but that will not included in the same cost. So that cost of that will be, it will be varies. If anybody want information on the placement side, you can also connect with me separately. Okay, so that I will clearly explain you how does that process and how do I help them to get that job placements for them. Okay, so but one thing I can say that if you completely learn from my training, whatever I teach it, and if you can try on your own also, you can easily and comfortably get that job without any placement support. If at all after trying, if you're not able to get that, you can even get my support to get that placements also. Okay, so that is the thing which you can get it. And if you look at here, so I was previously providing training on other skills also, which have recordings. Like if you could look at Tableau complete training I was giving. Tableau was another BI tool, right? If you look at, so this is another BI tool. So I was providing the training. Initially, I was working on another BI tool, but last 5+ years, I'm working on Power BI side. So if anybody wanted to learn multiple skills, just like if you learn one skill, right, related another skill, you can easily do that. So you can also go to this corporate trainer Naveen, my YouTube channel. There you will find this lot of training videos also for you, so to refer with. Okay, so that is the thing about this training, and this is the roadmap which I have given. So it's the time for queries. If you have any queries, feel free to ask me now. So from tomorrow we will have actual classes. I will start on data warehousing concepts. Okay. So this is the roadmap which I'm going to take you. But yeah, so if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask me now. Anyone has any questions to ask, you can ask me now. No questions? Nobody has anything to ask? Okay. Yeah, I think if you do not have any questions to ask me, then this is the session. But main thing I would like to say, from tomorrow session onwards, right? So if you have any queries while understanding that topic, you can stop me and ask me the question, then I will clarify that also. So this is the overview session where I have given complete information over this session over that time. So, so if you have in actual classes any queries, you can always ask at that particular moment to clarify that. Also, yeah, so you can also reach out to me also in the WhatsApp also. If you have any questions, you can ask in the group or with me directly. I will be able to clarify those things in my available time. Okay, so that is also there. So yeah, so that is it. Like, if no questions are there, I'll close this session for now, and we will connect with regular classes from tomorrow. Those who are interested can enroll for the training today. Okay, thank you, everyone.